Hi, I'm Donna Joy from Social Media Bomb, and today I want to talk to you about the biggest mistake that we see people making when they move their business online and they're trying to find clients online. Okay, so there's lots of very complex strategies that you can use, like Facebook ads and webinars and things, but if you don't get the basics right first before you get into that complex stuff, none of that is going to work anyway. And the biggest mistake that we see people making is not getting their messaging right. So what is your messaging? Well, your message is basically your brand and your own message to your market. So it's who you can help and how you can help them. So it's really your avatar and your offer, which you have to have nailed in as well, but that's part of your messaging. But it is so much more than that. It's about who you are and why people would want to align with you and why people would want to work with you. So it includes things like your morals, your values, your ethics, your beliefs, and your disbeliefs. Okay, these are all very important. These are all things that you need to work out and be true to if you want to build a business that you're going to be really happy in, and you want to work, and you're going to find people to work with that you're going to enjoy working with. So it's important that you are real and honest about who you are if you want to work with people that you enjoy working with. Now, Russell Brunson teaches something called the attractive character. Now, we're not going to go into the full elements of the attractive character, but you can read about it in his book, .com Secrets. But the two things I want to talk to you about is two things that he talks about with the attractive character is that one, that they're polarizing. Okay, so people either love or hate them, but the one thing that they don't do with an attractive character is forget them. So if you're trying to be a people pleaser and please everybody and walk a fine line, then you're not going to be polarizing, you're not going to be memorable, and in fact you're not going to draw people to you. You have to get comfortable with the idea that people aren't going to like you, and that's okay, because for every person who doesn't like you, there's going to be someone who loves you, and that person is the person that you want to help, because that person is the person that is going to relate to you and is going to be enjoyable to work with. So you need to be comfortable with the fact that people are going to hate you, because you know what? They're going to hate you anyway, no matter how nice you try and be, no matter how much you try and please people. People are always going to take a dislike to you because that's what's going on in their own head, and it's got nothing to do with you normally, okay? So the first thing about the attractive character is they're polarizing, but the second thing that's very important is that they use parable to teach lessons. So they use stories to teach lessons. So people love stories. They love to hear stories, and it's a great way to teach a lesson. If you just try and teach a lesson black and white very blandly, either they're not going to hear it or they don't remember it. But if you can tie your lesson or your message to a story, then people are going to remember it. Now, the most important story that you can create when you're talking about your messaging is your own story. So it's a story of who you are and how you got to where you are, because quite often that's going to help you relate to the people that you want to work with as clients. They're going to be able to see your journey, your story, and see that you are the exact person who can help them with their story, with their journey. So by telling your story, and you don't want to be telling your whole story every time, but you can take pieces from your story, and that's things that you can use in parables to teach lessons. So things that you realized, mistakes that you made that took you to the next level, things like that, they're all a part of your story. So and by teaching from your story, it sets you up as a leader, and setting yourself up as a leader is one way that you show that you can help people. Okay, so to build, what we can take from this is to build a client-based business, you need to find your voice. You need to find who you are. You need to have a really good think about where you've come from. You know, sometimes we write off and we downplay our journey and things that we've learned, but actually they're very important because they can teach people things that they need to learn. So you need to find your voice, and then you need to learn to use it. And that's the most important thing that we can do within our branding, because once we get our messaging right, then everything else will follow. Okay, I hope you got something from that. I look forward to sharing more things with my next videos.